Hello, my friends. You're welcome to the Business and Trading Hub, your home of business and investment ideas, education, and inspiration. Please, I want to ask that you kindly subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that you can be alerted when new videos are uploaded. If you're a returning subscriber, I want to thank you so much for your support, and I want to promise that you keep on getting useful content that will further increase your business and investment knowledge, and also help you to become more profitable and successful in your investment and business career. All right, so today I want to talk to you about how to trade the NFP, the FOMC, the CPI news releases like a pro. All right, I want to train you or show you the right way you can trade high impact market news releases, high impact forex market news releases like a pro. If you have noticed, even while I was growing up, or in my formative years of my forex trading, I used to be afraid of high impact news releases. In fact, you are advised not to trade them as a newbie trader. Okay, high impact news release, most forex books, or most forex training college and the rest of that will advise you to avoid the high impact news releases, because it can actually mess up your setup. It can actually mess up with your trading strategies. All right, but if you may have even noticed that several smart money traders, ICT, inner circle traders, and several other demand and supply traders, they usually avoid high impact news releases. But you don't really have to avoid it. You don't have to avoid them. In fact, I want to teach you how you can begin to see high impact forex market news releases as opportunities for quick profit. In fact, you need to start seeing them. I want you to start seeing them as an opportunity for good and fast profit if you have the necessary skill to trade them. All right, it takes skill to actually trade the high impact news releases like a pro, and I want to help you you to be equipped with that skill, the skill you need to trade the high impact forex market news releases like a pro. So there are some high economic news releases which you need to know. Number one, you have the NFP, which is the non-farm payroll. Non-farm payroll, if is an employment news releases, monthly news release, which is released every first Friday of every month. In fact, this is the economic news releases that one of the most impactful economic news releases that you can ever have in the forex market. Okay, this is actually NFP, the employment statistics information that is being released in the United States of America every first Friday of every month. So you also have the Federal Open Market Committee information news release. It also has high weight and high impact on the market. You also have the CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index economic news release. You also have the GDP growth rate. These and many other news releases, but these are the most impactful and the most important ones you need to pay attention to. All right, the NFP, the FOMC, the CPI, the GDP growth rate. These are the example of the most among the most impactful news releases. And there are some websites where you can be able to track these news releases. Okay, you can track them on TradingView website. You can track them on the FS Street website, the Forex Factory. In fact, I use the forexfactory.com. Okay, you can also use the investing.com website, the Forex News website, the Daily FX. Even on Baby Pips, you can find this the schedule or the calendar of the economic of the high impact news, or rather the economic news releases in a month. I use the Forex Factory. At the beginning of the week, you go to forexfactory.com. You're going to go to calendar, economic calendar. You will find several forex market or economic news releases for every day, and they are categorized they are categorized according to how impactful they will be. There's less impactful ones and high impactful ones. So I want us to actually focus on the high impactful news releases, which I have just shown you some of the examples, like you can see here, the non-farm payroll, the FOMC, the CPI, and the GDP growth rate. So now, how do you trade the high impact news releases like a pro? Number one, as a smart money trader or a demand and supply trader, first thing you need to do is to identify your fresh unmitigated supply or demand zone before the news is released. Okay, identify your fresh unmitigated supply or demand zone before the news is released. That's the number one thing you need to do. If you're in my mentees group, you will see that on Friday morning, okay, mostly the London, we actually trade the London zone, the London market, the London session. Okay, even if you are in the United States, you can also follow it up. All right, so you will first of all identify the zones, the fresh unmitigated zones. We don't want to deal with mitigated zones. We want to deal with only fresh zones that have price have not come to. Okay, these concepts, I've explained this concept in my several previous videos. So just go to the scroll down on this several videos on my on this YouTube channel. You're going to see, I've explained what mitigation means, what demand and supply zone, how to trade demand and supply zone. So we are looking at fresh unmitigated demand and supply zone here for this high impact news. We don't want less probability zones. Okay, we want to deal with only high probability zones in this trade. All right, in this high impact news trades. After you have done that, number two, you need to ensure that the zone is resting above liquidity. If it is supply zone, ensure that the zone is resting, your supply zone is resting above liquidity. If it is a demand zone, ensure that your demand zone is resting below the liquidity. All right, so your demand zone, ensure that there are liquidities to be taken out if in line of your supply or demand zone. Identify your liquidity, and if it is a supply zone, let there be liquidities right before you get your supply zone. If it is your demand zone, ensure there is liquidity to be taken out before you get your demand zone. All right, so again, ensure that the supply zone is resting above liquidity, or your demand zone is resting below liquidity, because we want the liquidity to be actually taken out. Are you getting now? You want the liquidity to be taken out. You want the liquidity to be taken out. So number three, once the high impact news is actually released, this high impact news is actually released, you need to allow the liquidity resting before the targeted zone to be taken out. We want the liquidity to be taken out, the liquidity that is resting below your zone or above your zone. Okay, as in the case of either demand or supply zone, we want the liquidity to be taken out. So once this liquidity is taken out, then it is now time. Once the liquidity once this liquidity is taken out, now it is almost time to strike. All right, so once the high impact news is released, you need to wait. Don't be in a haste. Okay, just wait. Don't be in a haste. Just wait. Allow the high impact news to be released, then allow the liquidity resting before your targeted demand or supply zone to be taken out. So once the liquidity is taken out, we have two entry models, and I want to be showing you the two entry models now. The first entry model is the aggressive entry model. Okay, the aggressive entry model, you enter the trade once price comes into 50% into your targeted zone, and you place your stop loss just right above or outside your zone. Okay, one price to come 50% into your zone, that is the aggressive, and you are not looking for any confirmation. Once price comes 50% into your zone, strike, get into the trade. Don't be afraid. If you trade high impact news release, you don't need to be afraid. Just strike. Do not be afraid. Strike. Once price has taken out liquidity and come into your zone, you just do what? You just strike. That is the aggressive model. Okay, that is the aggressive model. Now for the second model is the confirmation model. Here you enter once you see an engulfing candle or a break of structure or return to order block at your targeted zone, and place your stop loss outside the zone. Okay, for the entry model number 2, you wait for confirmation, and the confirmation is either an engulfing candle, bullish engulfing candle if you are to do a buy trade, or a bearish engulfing candle if you are to do a sell trade. And that engulfing candle on a lower time frame is like a break of structure and then return to order block. Okay, you strike. That is the confirmation model of this strategy. All right, so you need to note that when trading a high impact news release, not all the time that you get entry confirmation. So sometimes you need to just get into the trade aggressively, not waiting for an entry confirmation. You just need to get into a trade, because everything happens so fast. Everything happens so fast when you are talking about trading the high impact news release. Everything happens very, very fast. Everything happens very, very fast. So that is why you need to act very fast. You need to act very, very fast. So not all the time that you have to wait for high impact news release. It's not all the time you have to wait. Not all the time you need to wait for confirmation. Okay, you don't get confirmation all the time when you are looking at trading the high impact news release. All right, so the take profit for this trade is usually 1:3. That is 3% of whatever thing, or 3 times whatever thing you have risk. So usually 3% or 3 times whatever thing you have risk. If you risk 1%, then you are looking at 3%. Mostly my mentees, I advise them to risk nothing more than 1% per trade. And when you have risked 1% per trade, you're looking at getting at least 3% profit or above. All right, you're looking at getting 3% profit and above if you have actually reached 3% and 1% for the trade. All right, so that is actually it. You're looking at getting at least 3% profit if you have reached 1% on the trade. All right, so in essence, 3 times whatever you have lost is what you're looking at. Your first profit target. I actually do 2 profit targets in my trades. I do 1:3 for my first TP, and 1:6 for my second TP. All right, so that is basically. So let's see some examples of this, where this setup has actually worked. Okay, some examples of ways of trading the high impact news smart money concept, or the demand and supply strategy while trading the high impact news. Okay, you can see in this case, this is a demand zone. Liquidity was resting below the demand zone. All right, above the demand zone. The demand zone was resting below the liquidity, and so once the liquidity price came so fast into taking out the liquidity, got into the demand zone, and then there was a buy. Okay, this is the first example. Price came so fast, took out the liquidity fast, very fast, and bought. Okay, now another example here. Price came, took out the liquidity just above the demand zone, and went straight to the zone, and you will see a very good buy. This is the second example. All right, beautiful example. Another one, price came so fast, very, very fast, at the release of the news. This is on USD JPY. When the news was released, this came so fast with 2 candles, just 2 candles, came so fast, took out this liquidity, came so fast into the zone, and no need of entry confirmation here. You just get in here, and you see how over 1:6 or 1:10 risk to reward here. So fast, so fast. Price came so fast. So if you were to wait for some form of an entry confirmation here, you're going to miss this trade. If you are waiting for an entry confirmation right here, you're going to miss this trade. So this is fast. Price came right fast, tap into that zone, and there was a buy immediately. Another example is this. Just one candle. Price just smashed through. Just one candle. When the news was released, price just came so fast, so fast, and tap into the zone and bought. Can you see it? Tap right into the zone here, and bought so fast. The profit was so fast. The market movement was so fast. The movement was so fast. That is how the profit was made within minutes. All right, within minutes. So another example, let's move into the supply zone. We just look at the demand zones example. Now this supply zone example, price took out this liquidity right here, double top liquidity, went into the zone and bought right fast, and sold. Okay, price took out this liquidity, got into the zone and sold so fast. Okay, another one, price took out this liquidity, bought into the zone. Here there was some form of entry confirmation because price went into the zone, came out, broke structure, got back in on a return to order block and now sold. But you don't have this example all the time. Okay, you don't get this example all the time. You don't get this structure or this confirmation opportunity all the time. The ones you've seen, I've shown you before previously, are without confirmation, and that is what happens most of the time in high impact news releases. There's usually mostly no time for some form of entry confirmations like break of structure, return to order block, and the rest of that. Price comes into the zone, blasts in, takes out liquidity, comes into the zone and buys or sells immediately. Okay, let's look at another example. Here, price just came into the zone, took out this liquidity, came to the zone and sold right here. Okay, fast one. Okay, just so fast. It happens so fast. So another example here, price just got into the zone, tapped into the zone and sold. Fast example, fast scenario. Okay, the news was released, price took out liquidity, tapped into the zone, and the sell was so fast. Can you see the candle? Can you see the momentum? Very good sell momentum. That is what I want you to benefit. So you don't need to be afraid of high impact news releases. You can be a pro, and that is what I'm teaching you right now. I've got more concepts to teach you. Just follow me on this YouTube channel. I'm giving you this concept for free. Okay, you don't get this elsewhere. I'm giving you this concept for free. All right, so this is a beautiful example. Another one. Okay, there are several other ones, but I just chose these ones just to show you. And I know that what you need to do right now is just to get back to your charts and identify them. Do some back tests. Identify them and see that they actually played out many times in your charts, in any market instrument. Okay, so I want to thank you so much for viewing this video. I want to thank you so much for viewing the video, and I want to kindly ask again that if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please kindly subscribe, like our videos, share our videos with your friends, and if you wish to join our free Telegram group, I share setups there, free market analysis from time to time. You just look and check on the description box of this video. You're going to see the link to our free Telegram group, Business and Trading Hub Telegram group. So there I share free setups that you can actually trade. So till I come your way next time, I want to say thank you so much for viewing, and do have a blessed day. Bye.